Am I upset that Eric Ruby doesn't want to spend Valentine's Day with me? Yes, but in all honesty, I'm more upset that I had to come up with a cold open for the second day in a row. Happy Friday! We made it. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Anthony Totri, joined usually by Eric Ruby, but he is not here. He has abandoned me to celebrate his lovely, lovely marriage. But don't worry, the deli man, he's behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Again, I just want to say it again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we made it to Friday. Okay, that's huge. That is absolutely huge for the program. We get baseball. College baseball is back tonight for Arizona State, so make sure you tune in to that. Molly Miller and Arizona State women's basketball, they have an opportunity to rewrite program history tomorrow against the Wildcats, so make sure you tune in for that one. But today, well, today we are talking about Arizona State men's basketball. Yes, exactly. That's it. We're talking about potentially the most cursed program at Arizona State, the men's basketball program. And I am going to peel back the curtain just a tad on how this show today came about. Because it is not going to just be me throwing tomatoes at Bobby Hurley's tenure in Tempe. That's not what this is going to be. In fact, I am just going to be throwing tomatoes at the basketball program in general. Okay? So nobody can say that I am just out here throwing strays at Bob, because that's not going to be the case. I have sat up here for a number of years talking about Bobby Hurley and the Arizona State men's basketball program. The Deli Man can attest to it. There have been some folks that don't always love what I have to say about Bobby Hurley and Arizona State men's basketball, and that is totally fine. There are a lot of folks that have been paying attention to Arizona State men's basketball far longer than I have, and I respect that, and I respect their opinions. I respect their voice. One of those works directly at Arizona State. And so, yesterday, I get home from work. I go check my mail. And in there, I have two media guides sent to me from Arizona State of the 2017-2018 men's basketball team and the 2018-2019 basketball team, with a piece of paper that says, this is your history lesson, or this is your history homework. I'm not going to tell you who sent it to me. Shane's probably got a good guess as to who sent it to me. And like I said, I appreciate those voices. I respect those voices, again, as individuals who have paid attention a lot longer than I have to Arizona State men's basketball. I went through the history, and I looked at it, and that individual is right. This job is very, very hard, because that always tended to be the pushback to what I would usually have to say about Bob, is that this is a hard job, maybe the hardest in the country. And that's what we're going to examine today. I agree. This is a very, very difficult job. One of the most difficult jobs in college basketball, you could probably argue. It's probably more difficult and challenging now to succeed for Arizona State men's basketball than it ever has been. Is that an excuse? Probably not. Not in my eyes, at the very least. Take that for what you will. But everyone has and is entitled to their own opinion here. But looking at this cursed program, because after going through and doing my history homework, that very well may be what this program is. It may be cursed. This program, its peak was it made the Elite Eight. 3 times, actually. If you didn't know that, Arizona State men's basketball has made the Elite Eight 3 separate times. Under Ned Wolk. You ever heard of Ned? Ned Wolk? No? Well, let's go and do a deep dive as to maybe the greatest Arizona State men's basketball coach of all time. They made the Elite Eight in 1960, that 1960-1961 season. Do you know what conference they were in at that point in time, Deli Man? By any guess, any stretch of the imagination?
W.
They were in the BIAA. Yeah, the BIAA, the Border Intercollegiate Athletic Association.
No, they weren't.
They made the Elite Eight in 1962, 1963, that season, off the heels of an Elite Eight season the year prior. And then they made it again in 1974 in that 75 year. They were in the WAC those last 2 years. In that final year, that 1974-1975 season was actually the best season by my imagination in program history. They made the Elite Eight. They were 25-4, and they finished as the number 8 team in the country. Something that if that were to occur today, by all standards, you are slapping a blank check on Bobby Hurley's desk saying, whatever you want, man. You got us to the Elite Eight, 25-4. Means you didn't face plant in conference play. Right? And I think in today's day and age, at least this is how I kind of view it, sometimes you hear the years 1974, 75, and you think that that was more recent than it was. Because we have this habit, or at least I do, of kind of going through time, and my brain still kind of stays put at one point in time to where I think 1974, 1975, like, doesn't sound like ridiculously far, right? Well, let's talk about that year. Let's talk about the year 1975, the greatest year in Arizona State men's basketball history. Gerald Ford was the president. The Pittsburgh Steelers won their first Super Bowl. Ali defeated Frazier in the Thrilla in Manila. Elton John and John Denver were the artists at the time. Gas was 53 cents a gallon. Jaws came out. And the patent application for the Rubik's Cube was filed by Erno Rubik. Yep. So, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Arizona State had their best season in program history. But I think as Arizona State men's basketball fans, there isn't even a desire to have the best season, at least in my eyes. I don't go into a college basketball season. Hell, I don't even really go into a college football season, and we know I'm more of a football guy than I am a basketball guy. I don't even go into the football season expecting to see the best season I ever saw. I go into the season saying, damn, let's make the postseason. Let's have a run. Let's have some fun. Maybe win a game or two here in the postseason, right? Because it's not new. Those are the expectations of winning programs. You win in the postseason. But to win in the postseason, you got to make the postseason. And that's been a struggle for Arizona State men's basketball in the history of the program. They've made the NCAA tournament in the history of Arizona State men's basketball 17 times. Ned Wolk, that same coach that led ASU to those 3 Elite Eight appearances, he got them to the tournament 9 times. 9 of those 17. Rob Evans got him there once. Sendek got him there twice. Bill got him there 2 times. And Bobby Hurley got him there 3 times. Ned Wolk, again, the greatest coach in Arizona State men's basketball history. So it's safe to say that Arizona State struggles to do what the standard is in college athletics. Make the postseason. Right? At the end of the day, that's what matters most. Make the postseason. That's it. I think that is the bare minimum expectation of what an above average program would shoot for. Make the dance. It's been a struggle. Now, what happens when you get to the dance? Well, I think you're evaluated a little bit differently at that point in time. Right? Again, for Arizona State, we are, before we even get into individually each coach, there hasn't been more than one coach to lead the Sun Devils to the big dance more than Ned Wolk did 9 times. And outside of that, then it's Bob. Then it's Bobby Hurley at number 3. So has Bobby Hurley done a good job historically at Arizona State by comparison? By comparison, yes, he has. He absolutely has. Am I going to sit up here and say that he's the second greatest coach in a program that has really struggled? Sure. If that's the way you want to put it, we can put it that way. Bobby Hurley is the second best coach at a program that has never really been good. I don't know if you get a ribbon or a trophy or, I don't know, a banner for it. But what does it mean? What does it mean that he's made the tournament 3 times and never really won a game there? If that's what we're hanging our hat on in 2026 as a program, then by all means enjoy. But that's not what I aim for. That's not what I shoot for. Will says the Evans years are when the program took a dive. All the eyes and talent flocked to Tucson, and the rest is history. Arizona State has had 3 coaches since the turn of the century. 3. Bobby Hurley, Rob Evans, and Herb Sendek. So what does this cursed program look like over the last 26 years and change? Well, we are going to take a whole nother deep dive into our history book on the other side of our first break. If you're looking to spice up your weekend or maybe even just a casual Friday night, well, we've got just the thing for you. Of course, we're talking about our friends over at Pure Edibles, a full-fledged candy company offering gummies. They've got Kicks, which are their version of Starburst, chews, soft candies like caramel, and then hard candies as well. It's an edible company, but it's not like your traditional edible company because I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I have. Not a giant fan of traditional edibles because they just taste like weed. They leave a bad and weird aftertaste in your mouth, but that is not the case with Pure Edibles. Like I said earlier, they taste like candy, and they've got a bunch of different options. If you're somebody that wants the uplifting effects of THC, well, you can check out their uplifting ones. Or if you're somebody that maybe has trouble sleeping, check out their sleep support gummies as well. Make sure you go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across Arizona. Look, I'm going to keep this one real simple. Do you want a chance to win a brand spanking new blah, 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 blah? Sometimes things get a little derailed, right? Just as they always do as it relates to basketball. But I think we should be good here to potentially get back to our ads here in a couple seconds. Here we go. Got partners here at PHNX that help you save money, and we got partners here at PHNX that give you a chance to win money. But today, I want to talk about a partner here at PHNX that is the place where you can put your money. That is, of course, Mountain America Credit Union. We're talking about their My Style checking account that has built-in perks and benefits just for you. Of course, you guys can enjoy telehealth access, identity protection, mobile phone protection, restaurant deals, loan rate discounts, offers on travel, events, and so much more. Plus, if you support Arizona State, which I hope a bunch of you in the chat do, well, the same can be said about our friends over at Mountain America Credit Union. We told you all football season how they went the extra mile to support those local student athletes, donating money. And again, well, your home of the Sun Devils is Mountain America Stadium. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost. Registration/activation terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Also, sign up to become a PHNX diehard. Make sure you go to gophnx.com and click that diehard tab. It's going to tell you everything that you unlock when you indeed sign up. It's going to include access to special diehard only content. You're getting access to that diehard Discord. And then, of course, you're going to get a free t-shirt every single year. You get discounts on events. Definitely go check it out. Again, go phnx.com and click that diehard tab. Getting back into the madness and the derailment that is Arizona State men's basketball here. Again, what did we just talk about? The program as a whole has been rather lackluster, but let's go individually. What Arizona State fans have had to endure over the last 26 years. And we can start as far back as Rob Evans. Rob Evans' best season. I'm not even going to make you guys as a fan base relive the worst seasons of these coaches because I don't think that's fair. And there have been more piss-poor seasons than there have been good seasons. That's evidently clear. So let's go. Let's talk Rob Evans. His best season that the Sun Devils had was in 2002 and 2003. They lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament, and they went 20-12. After that, Rob Evans and the Sun Devils never had another 20-win season together. From 1998 to 2006. You know the most disappointing part about that tenure? Aside from the fact that they lost in the second round of the tourney? Aside from the fact that they only ever had one 20-win season? I think maybe the most exciting part about having a good team in college sports is seeing a number next to your name. Comes with a little respect. Go to the bar with your buddies. They went to maybe different universities, different schools. They support different teams. Go, yeah, Arizona State's ranked number 18 in the country. Regardless if you're number 18, 25, 10, whatever. You're ranked. Means something. You get respect that comes with it, right? Thus, your expectations change. They're raised. The bar is raised. The reason I bring that up is because from 1998 to 2006, Arizona State fans not a single time saw their team enter the top 25. Not a single time in an 8-year span did Arizona State men's basketball fans enter the season, preseason, with a number next to their name. They went through the entire college basketball season never seeing their team ranked. And they went through that 8-year period at the end of the year, never seeing a number next to their name. It's no surprise why Rob Evans is no longer with Arizona State men's basketball. In reality, why that just didn't ultimately work out after that 8-year span, right? So at the end of that tenure, in comes Herb Sendek, somebody who was at Arizona State for quite some time. Again, a reminder, Arizona State has only had 3 coaches in the men's basketball program since the turn of the century, which for those of you that are like me and maybe stuck in a point of time when you hear a year, That was 26 years ago. We went from the 90s to the 2000s. So what was Herb's best year? 2008, 2009. Sun Devils went 25-10. They finished number 19 in the country, and they lost in the second round of the tourney. See that trend here? Lost in the second round of the tourney. Keep these things in mind. Now, was it an upgrade from Evans? I'd say so. Made it to the tourney. You didn't really ever do anything in the tourney. As we know, that is historically the case with Arizona State men's basketball. But at least you had a number next to your name at certain points in time. Number 19. Right? That same year, you at one point were number 14 in the country. You entered the season number 15 in the country. The only other year that a Herb Sendek team was ranked at any point in time was the year prior, 07 and 08. They got up to number 22. It's not where they finished. That's just where they got up to. At no other point in Herb Sendek's career at Arizona State was Arizona State in the top 25. So before we get back to that season, that great Herb Sendek season, keep this in mind. From 1997 all the way to 2017, Arizona State had one season where they finished in the AP top 25. In only 2 seasons, I'm going to say it one more time. From 1997 to 2017, Arizona State fans only saw their team ranked twice in 2 seasons. That's it. From that 07-08 year and the 08-09 year of Herb. After that, the next time the Sun Devils would enter the chat was 2017-2018. But we're not there yet. Let's get back to Herb. Because again, we're not revisiting the worst moments in Arizona State basketball history. We're looking at this cursed program up here on the top shelf. Because that's what you need to evaluate it at. Its peak, its best moments. So again, in 08-09, you could argue the second best Arizona State basketball season this century. ASU went 25-10, lost in the second round of the tourney, finished number 19 in the country. But again, I'm somebody that remind me what went on at that point in time, because 2008, 2009, well, that doesn't sound too far gone, right? Wasn't too long ago. Well, let's see. What happened in that year, in 09? Obama was inaugurated. Michael Jackson died. Bitcoin launched. James Cameron's very first Avatar was released. And Tiger Woods did some stupid shit. Since then, by the way, Bitcoin has gone up and down to about, what, 50K per coin at one point in time? Maybe more, probably more. The third Avatar movie just came out, which in reality, if James Cameron was producing movies at the rate of other directors when it comes to sequels and trilogies, we would probably be on the 5th, maybe 6th installment of the Avatar. Think about how long ago that was. 08-09. The second greatest season in Arizona State men's basketball history since the turn of the century. Are we serious? Are we for real? So then Herb was let go. Ray Anderson was the athletic director at the time. Herb was fired March 24th, 2015, after 9 years. Why was Herb fired? Due to a perceived lack of competitiveness and a failure to consistently make the NCAA tournament. Ray Anderson, the AD at the time, said, quote, they need to upgrade the program to compete for Pac-12 titles and better energize fans. Again, quote, upgrade was the word that Ray used at the time. He was fired because the team was not competitive, which it hasn't been in really the history of the program, and a lack of making the NCAA tournament consistently, which again, the program has struggled to do since it started. So far, over the last 26 years, two of the best seasons occurred in 2002 and 2003, in 2008 and 2009. The best season since the turn of the century was none other than 2017-2018. This is where we get into our good friend Bobby Hurley. And I think this is probably a good time to take our second break. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet and simple. Do you guys want a chance to win a brand new Corvette? If the answer is yes, if it's maybe, well, then our friends over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, they've got the perfect giveaway just for you. Of course, we're talking about the fabulous Corvette giveaway running January 16th through April 24th. So still plenty of time to take advantage and get your opportunity to win one of those new Corvettes. 4 casinos, 4 Corvettes, which means 4 chances to win big. The participating locations are, of course, Wild Horse Pass, Vaquiva, Lone Butte, and Santan Mountain. But the question is, Totri, how can you qualify? Well, sit back, let me tell you, because you can qualify a couple different ways. Fridays, 6 p.m. through 8 p.m. hourly drawings for free bonus play or finale entry. Tuesdays and Saturdays, you guys can earn 4 times the entries when you play with the card. And then Thursdays, 2 p.m. through 5 p.m., you've got the hot seat finale qualifier. Play with the card for your shot. And of course, the grand finales, they are all going to be announced in late April. For more information, visit playatgila.com, and don't miss your chance to accelerate into luxury play, earn, and win at any of their 4 casino locations. Look, I love the opportunity to do these solo shows with you, but I'm going to be honest. I miss having Eric Ruby around, specifically because I miss seeing which branded Bills hat he is going to stroll into the PHNX studios wearing, because we know Rubus has a full closet full of those branded Bills hats, specifically those Arizona State ones. But I'm going to go ahead and reveal something. I think I've got the best branded Bills hat in the game. It is an all-white hat with a all-white iced out Sparky logo on it. My personal favorite branded Bills hat. But we know with our friends over at Branded Bills, they don't just have snapbacks. They got truckers, fitteds, beanies, and tees. They've also got you covered with performance and style. Make sure you head to brandedbills.com and use that code BBPHNX for 15% off your first order. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate everybody being in here live, watching after the fact, and then, of course, all of you listening on audio as well. You guys make this ship go. So,
even when the ship has holes,
this ship has been sinking.
Yes, and there's a kraken.
There is. It is inside of a kraken at this point in time. Yes, it's been eaten. The kraken is just swimming with the boat in it at this point in time.
Maybe we can call Davy.
No, Davy, he's not a Sun Devil.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones ain't a devil. He's not.
Guard you.
That 2017-2018 team, man. The best season in Bobby Hurley's history as a coach, and one of the best, probably the second best in Arizona State men's basketball history. So, let's go back for a second the same way that we have. What happened in 2017-2018? Well, ASU was the last undefeated team in the country. They were 12-0. It was the best start in ASU history. They had the second longest win streak in ASU history. They averaged 82.7 points per game and led the Pac-12 in scoring for just the fourth time in school history. They set an attendance record of 10,603 individuals per game. They were ranked number 3 in the country. The Arizona State Sun Devils were ranked number 3 in the country. I remember it. Was there. So how did it end? How did the second greatest season in Arizona State men's basketball history end? They lost in the first 4 to Syracuse and didn't end up with a ranking to finish the year. After that high. And again, what is this entire episode based on? That this is a hard job. Was that a hell of an accomplishment? Absolutely. And ASU fans celebrated it at the time accordingly, as they should have. And I would argue Arizona State fans that really, really, really love Arizona State men's basketball have hung their hat on that season for quite some time. But again, the point of this is to demonstrate time and how this program has been stuck in it and been unable to actually achieve consistent success year over year. Hell, Bob's best season, they lost in the first 4 because they couldn't break a zone. A historic zone at that. They just didn't feed it into Cody Justice enough. Trey Holder, Shannon Evans, a young, I believe, Remy Martin on that team at one point. Great team. Had a lot of fun in 2017, 2018. And again, what went on? What was going on in 2018, for those of you that don't remember? Fortnite blew up. Black Panther came out. Beyonce was at Coachella. Totri was at Coachella. Mason Ramsey went viral for yodeling, and Kanye West said some stupid shit and went to the White House. Since then, Fortnite took away building and brought it back. We're on to the 3rd Black Panther movie. Beyonce dropped a country album. Mason Ramsey is turning 20 this year. What? And Kanye West said some more stupid shit. That's what has gone on since the best season that Bobby Hurley has had at Arizona State. All those things. Why do I bring that up? To demonstrate that time has passed. An ungodly amount of time, if we're being real. It's disgusting that as an Arizona State fan, these are the best seasons. In the moment, it was awesome. It was great. And Will has something in the chat that has been often used as an excuse, saying COVID killed some momentum. COVID killed momentum. The rest of that comment, but most of that team returned and they shit the bed the next year. He was a big name hire who was carried by his brother. I'm not even getting into that part. COVID killed momentum. When was the last time we heard that? A month ago? We heard that a month ago from Bob. After the West Virginia loss at DFA. When it all started to spiral in front of a microphone post-game. Said it's had this place cooking. And it was a sterile environment. Couldn't win, couldn't do X, Y, and Z. I don't feel like getting into COVID because guess what? Everybody had to deal with COVID. Every program in the country, every national franchise in professional sports had to deal with COVID. Just about every person in the world on planet Earth that was in a civilized part of the planet had to deal with COVID. It's been 6 years since the very first coronavirus case happened. 6 years since that happened. We're using that as an excuse? Or are we using that as what exactly? Duct tape on a bullet hole? Because that's sometimes what it feels like. It sometimes feels like when people talk about this program and they talk about where it was at and the trajectory, and then COVID happened. Guess what? Everybody dealt with COVID. You don't see me using it as an excuse for things in my life. You don't see Shane, the deli man, using it as an excuse.
I kept the deli open.
Shit happens, man. But guess what? You are the guy of the program. You're the face of the program. College basketball coaches are more the face of their programs than college football coaches are of theirs. Why? Because there's so much turnover. You're the guy. You're Bobby effing Hurley. But how can we hang our hat on, well, it was an upward trajectory when the 2017-2018 season, the best Bob's had, ended the way that it did? Ended without a ranking next to the Sun Devils' name. Those same Arizona State fans that were sitting in bars in Tempe, laughing and smiling, and probably bullying their friends over their program being better, saying, hey, those Sun Devils, number 17, or they're number 3 in the country. Last undefeated team in the nation. Guard you, Shannon Evans, Trey Holder, Cody Justice. And Remy is on the come up, off the bench. Those same fans that said all that during the season watched Arizona State fall flat on their face in Dayton, Ohio, as the rest of the NCAA tournament would go on. That magical season that was, or that wasn't. How can we sit here and say that there was an upward trajectory at that point in time when that season ended the way that it did? In 2018-2019, the Sun Devils went 23-11. They got up to number 17 in the country. Do you know how that season ended? They lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. In 2020, 2021, the year of COVID, the Sun Devils were 11-14, got up to number 18. That was the AP preseason top 25. Didn't make the tourney. Where was the upward trajectory? Where was it? How was the place cooking? Explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm a toddler if you have to. Get out the little shapes in the box and show me that the square goes into square and the circle goes into circle. Show it to me. Explain it to me that the trajectory was up here. Because the best season that Hurley's ever had here ended the way it did, with no postseason success. And how did we start this whole thing? Saying that that's how you measure an above average program on a consistent basis. You got to start with making the postseason before you can even evaluate what the hell goes on in the postseason. So the last 26 years of Arizona State men's basketball, for lack of better terms, have been sorry. That's what they've been. Your 3 best seasons, 2017, 2018, 02 and 03, and 08 and 09. You know what all of those years have in common? They were all a long time ago. If we sat here, if I sat here even, and we go back to that 22-23 team, which the PHNX Sun Devils show was alive and well at the time. I was probably beardless. We had Sean DePaz, the deli man. Jalen Conyers was here. If that season would have gone on past that first round loss to TCU, maybe this conversation looks different. Maybe I sit up here and I tell you, well, hey, just a few years ago, this team, well, look what they did. They advanced to the round of 32, something that Arizona State hadn't done since Herb Sendek was here in 2013, 2014. It was Bob's best accomplishment, which if they would have made it to the round of 32, that would have been Bobby Hurley's biggest accomplishment at Arizona State. Just getting to the round of 32. Historically, this program has been bad. Is it a hard job? Absolutely. Is it the hardest job in college basketball? Maybe. It just might be now more than ever because NIL and the transfer portal are here. If you have paid attention to Arizona State men's basketball over the last several seasons, then you know that over the last 3 to 4 years, just about every single player on the roster is different year by year. Seriously. Just about every single player on the roster is different year in, year out over the last 3. Since that 2022-2023 season. That's the era you live in. But Totri, NIL, and the investment from the athletic department, yeah. Is Arizona State men's basketball the golden child here of Arizona State athletics? No, and it's far from it. So when a sport doesn't get good grades and then goes back to mom and dad and asks for, I want this toy and that toy and this toy for Christmas, what do you think mom and dad are going to say? Look how you did. Look how you did in school. Couldn't even keep your grades up. Think of it. That's what the athletic program in my head and in reality is a lot like. Think of it as a family of like 25 to 28, maybe 30 different children. And not even all those children are even getting shit on Christmas. But the ones that get those straight A's, the ones that show progress and growth and development and don't say shit in front of a microphone post-game, well, then at the end of the year, they can either go ask for those toys, on a brand spanking new toy, or they can do what you just saw in December. They have leverage to get those things. Kenny Dillingham worked his ass off to get leverage for Arizona State football. Molly Miller at the end of the season is going to have leverage. JJ Van Niel has leverage. All of these programs have earned that right for more investment. Arizona State doesn't play in the sandbox of the Texas Longhorns or the Georgia Bulldogs or the Ohio State Buckeyes or the Miami Hurricanes. Can't just go to the athletic director and president and say, hey, I want this. I want this money. I want these new shiny toys. And then look what I'm going to go do with them. I promise. My grades are going to go up and we're going to win and it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to be good. Arizona State doesn't have money like that. You need donors. You need big-time alumni to come through for you. James Harden donated. Did he donate an exuberant amount of money that was ultimately going to change the landscape of Arizona State men's basketball? No. They had money. Jaden Quaintance wasn't just coming to Arizona State just for free. Josan Sannon wasn't coming to Arizona State just for free. Amir Ali wasn't coming to Arizona State for free. without mentioning any of the transfers, B.J. Freeman, Alston Mason, Bashir Jihad, etc. You had investment. You had money. Was it earth-shattering? No. Did Kenny Dillingham have an earth-shattering amount of money in 2024 to build that roster? No. What did they do? Their job is the answer. They took what they got, what they could get, what they recruited. They had an identity. They turned it into a conference championship in a trip to the college football playoff. You think volleyball gets an earth-shattering amount of investment? What has J.J. Van Niel done since being here? Back-to-back Big 12 champions in a run in the NCAA tournament last year. Molly Miller's is a win away in her first year, digging this program out of the mud, out of the sewers. A win away from having the most wins by a first-year head coach in ASU women's basketball history. Natasha Adair's teams, no disrespect, couldn't even win 12 games a year over her 3 years here. They're not getting earth-shattering investments until you prove that you can do something with it. That is the nature of Arizona State right now. Again, you don't have $100 million to go play with and throw around to all your major sports. You just don't, man. You don't. So the writing was kind of on the wall for Bob after it didn't work out last year. Is it all his fault? No. Injuries happened. Kids maybe were a little too young to really understand this era of college basketball. They dispersed. They've got their own careers now. And I say all of this to acknowledge that the job is hard. It is difficult. It is. Like I said, one of the hardest jobs in college basketball. Now more than ever. Especially considering in the same state, you got the number one team in the country, the Arizona Wildcats. You do. So you're always going to be, when it comes to men's basketball, the other Arizona team. The only way that is going to change is until you make it. Till the Sun Devils do something that nobody expected. It's a hard job. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. Again, and for those of you I know that hate, absolutely despise when I compare across sports, it's college athletics, man. At the end of the day, it's what it is. College football, Arizona State wasn't supposed to do what they did in 2024. ASU volleyball wasn't supposed to do what it did over the last 2 years. Hell, Molly Miller wasn't supposed to do what she is doing right now for Arizona State women's basketball. But you know what all three of those coaches have in common? Van Niel, Dilly, and Molly? They don't care what you think. They don't care what you tell them is possible. And they're great at their job. They just have gone and done it because it is their job. Is being a firefighter hard? Yes, it is. Does that mean they don't fight the fires? No. It is their job. It is Bobby Hurley's job, or at least it has been, to take a shovel and start digging. Dig this program out of its historic grave. They've made progress. But guess what? Herb Sendek got fired for what? Not consistently being competitive and not making the NCAA tournament on a regular basis, Bobby Hurley teams, as of late, are not competitive, and they do not make the NCAA tournament on a regular basis. It's hard, but it ain't impossible, Deli Man.
No.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever.
Totri, we deserve better.
We do. We absolutely. We don't even. We do not deserve better.
We don't?
You and I, no.
Okay.
But the fans do. Like the real diehard sicko basketball fans. You're right. You do.
Thank you.
Don't lump me in there. The Arizona State basketball fans that show up to DFA.
Thank you.
That have shown up to DFA deserve better. They absolutely deserve better. This should not be the bar. It should not be the standard of what you should be able to accomplish in college athletics. It just shouldn't be. Indiana won the Natty in college football this year. San Diego State went to the national championship in men's college basketball, 3 years ago? The San Diego State Aztecs? And you guys want to sit up here and tell me that, well, I'm cool with losing in the round of 64 if we get there. If we get there. Why? Why are you cool with that? Why is that what the standard has become? In the same way that the transfer portal era and NIL have taken players, the transfer portal taketh, it also giveth, okay? That's what it does. You have to be able to go get them. You have to be able to find gems. You have to be able to recruit stars. And if you can't, then make what you have work. Otherwise, get the hell out of the way and let somebody else give it a shot. It's the truth. Shane, been beating this basketball talk just all show long. Let's maybe take it down a notch.
Okay.
It's Friday.
Yep.
Let's do our first hot or not in a very, very long time.
Holy smokes.
For those of you that are new here, that have never participated or seen a hot or not before, hot or not is a segment that we have been doing really since, the dawn of this show.
Dawn of time.
Dawn of time. In reality, it was the dinosaurs, and then it was hot or not, where Shane is going to go ahead and toss out a few random topics out there. And we're just going to say whether or not we think they're hot or not. And it can turn into a debate. It can turn into a friendly agreement. But I want everybody in the chat as well to go ahead and throw it in here, your answers, whether you think some of these things are hot or not as well. Deli Man, this feels just nostalgic. What's our first topic?
So for those of you who don't know, I'm running a half marathon tomorrow. And I've been carb loading like heavy. During the show, I actually finished the rest of my sourdough bread.
A loaf.
So I bought 1.5 pounds of sourdough bread on Tuesday, and I just finished the last of it. So the first topic is sourdough bread.
Sourdough bread.
Hot or not?
I think it's hot. I do think it's hot. Here's my thing, and I think this is gonna get thrown at me. I don't know how many times I've had sourdough bread.
Like, what do you mean? Like a handful or like?
Probably less than a handful.
What?
Yeah.
Like twice? Dude, I should have saved some for
maybe
you.
Like 2, maybe 3 times.
Totri, I feel like you would love
like
sourdough.
I don't even know.
Dude,
I can't even think off the top of my head. What
eat some pure edibles and then have
some sourdough bread.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fair. Most bread is fire.
You like chowder?
I love chowder.
Dude, chowder in a sourdough bread bowl is like genuinely one of my favorite meals.
I've never had a bread bowl either.
See, you're missing out.
Yeah. Now I imagine I am. Because I see people. There are people all over my TikTok and my Instagram reels. They be making at home sourdough.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out. I don't like how alive the dough is.
How do you do that? Do you know how you make sourdough bread?
Well,
the 3DMK says homemade is hella hot.
Yeah, it's you have to have sourdough starter, which is like a crazy different type of
fire starter.
No, it's like a type of yeast and
it's
it makes the dough the dough it freaks me out. No, it doesn't rise. It moves. Dude, it's kind of scary. I'll show you after the show.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will says store-bought, not hot. Homemade, very hot.
Yeah. y'all ain't doing sourdough starters. You know, I haven't yet. I'm going to.
Dude, should we do a
cooking with Train and Totri?
Yeah, I think that would be
members only.
With the deli man. I think that would be awesome.
3DMK is a member. He could watch it.
That's true. That is very true. That would definitely be member only type of content. Good start. Good start there. Not sourdough starter good, but definitely
so
good.
Hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hot. Yeah, the few times that I've had it, it's been pretty hot.
Okay, hot or not, valets.
Not hot. Ice cold, in my personal opinion. What is the purpose? Why can't I just park my car and then in today's
not mandatory valets, just valets.
I don't see the need for them. I really don't. Like maybe at like a really, really, really nice hotel, maybe. Like I kind of low key, I understand like Vegas valets, right? Where like you're not gonna park, you don't want to deal with all that stuff. You got all your luggage and you go from there. I understand it. I don't like valets because I'm somebody that doesn't keep cash on hand. So then I'm stuck at the very end.
They all got Venmo now.
Well, yeah, a lot of them do, but I'm stuck there at the end. And if you don't have Venmo, then it's just kind of like, you know, don't eat yellow snow. Like that's all I got for you. You know, it's like a tip. I don't have cash on hand for you. And also I'm not a big believer in somebody else doing something that I can very easily just do myself. So I'm going to go ahead and say no, but I feel like you are on the other side of that coin.
No, what's not hot is when a place only has valet parking. Like there are restaurants where it's like only valet. There's no lot. I'm like, that's so stupid. But it's complimentary. No, it's not. You're going to tip them. You know we're going to tip them. Yeah.
Take $5 from
But like, yeah, the idea of valet in general with the option to do it, I think it's hot. It's a good service.
I think I'm ready for... Actually, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say like AI robot valet.
Yeah.
Just because then I won't have to tip somebody for parking my car when I could have parked my car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
have you ever seen the movie Upgrade?
No. No.
Okay.
Neither has Arizona State men's basketball.
Wow, that's mean.
3DMK says depends on what you drive. Will says if there's a valet and you can't find a spot, hot. Otherwise, not hot. Will, yeah, it's definitely the last possible option. At all times.
All right, last one. The newest iOS update with the liquid glass.
Yes.
Hot or not?
Okay. I'm going to say hot. Would you believe me if I told you that was like the first upgrade like on my phone's iOS in a very, very, very long time?
Same. I was like 4 iOSs behind.
Yeah, 1000%. And I was totally cool with where I was at. But this new liquid glass thing is kind of fun.
And now all my apps are purple.
Yeah. Well, have you noticed when you answer, like, I don't know if maybe I'm just an idiot and it always did this, but now when someone answers a call, like it like does a little like vibrate, like there's like new vibration settings.
New haptics.
New aptics?
Haptics.
Haptics.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, sure. That's it. That's what it does. My phone has haptics. It's I like it. I'm cool with it. I probably won't update it again though for like another 4 iOSs. iOSs.
4 iOS.
iOS.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's probably one of those.
I'm gonna say hot. What you're going hot there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3DMK says it's hot as well. I think it's fair. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button again, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. That is going to do it for today's episode. There is an audio only episode of the PHNX Sun Devils show between Rubus and I dropping on your audio feeds tomorrow. So wherever you get your podcast, be on the lookout for that one. That one does have to do with Arizona State football. So no men's basketball discussion. But we appreciate, again, everybody stopping by live after the fact and listening on audio. I hope everybody has a great Valentine's Day, a great weekend. If you're single, I hope you indulge in pure edibles and alcohol responsibly, and just have a good vibe. Appreciate you. If you enjoy the show, you can follow us on social.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I'm going to keep that personal between my girlfriend and I. Yeah. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? I guess you're running a half marathon.
So Leah's
that's
hold on.
Yeah.
So Leah's not joining me in San Diego to run to watch me run the half marathon.
Yeah.
Because one of her friends planned a bachelorette party on Valentine's Day weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you feel about that holiday in general?
Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I feel like we've done this dance before.
Yeah, we've 100% done it before. I've got mixed feelings on it. I mean, I love, I mean, I'm a man who loves
what do you, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No.
Come on. No, go ahead.
Nah,
no,
you're
go ahead.
not going to give an honest answer here.
Yes, I will.
No, you're not. I'm not going to do it.
I will.
I'm not going to do it.
Yes, I will.
I'm not going to do it.
Yes, I will.
We'll talk later.
No, come on.
We'll talk later.
Come on, buddy.
If you want to follow the show, you can do so at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow the Daily Man at Shane Deef.
Just come on. As always.
And we will see you guys on Monday. In the
Love
meantime,
you guys.
Go Devils in peace.
We all silly like the mayor.